Wow, welcome, ladies and gents. Amber Heard is going to be back. Crazy. So, Amber Heard to launch a new film, In the Fire, as part of a strong lineup. This is Deadline's words at Taormina Film Festival. This, I'm genuinely surprised. I'm really surprised that anyone is willing to touch her. Massively. Now, this isn't me saying she should be cancelled. I'm just surprised anyone is willing to touch her. You'd think that, she was essentially, I don't know, box office cancer at this point in time. But yeah. This is an exclusive to Deadline, meaning her PR firm sent it to them. In what will be her first film promotion appearance in a good long time, Amber Heard is set to appear at the 69th Taormina Film Festival for the world premiere of In the Fire. Now, I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting because it comes off the back end of Johnny Depp being obviously at Cannes Film Festival. Does seem like she's trying to sort of one-up him, I guess. It's kind of what it seems like to me. Now, she actually stars in this film. That's why she's going to be there. Heard will be in Sicily, along with the film's director, Connor Allen, and co-star Eduardo Noriego. The film will premiere June 24th at the Teatro Antico di Torino. I'm butchering these names. Oh, yes. The festival takes place June 23rd to July 1st, 2023 in Sicily. Now, what is she going to be playing? I think there's some comedy in this, by the way, guys. In the Fire is described as a supernatural thriller that stars Amber Heard as a pioneering psychiatrist. Oh, right. Playing someone that analyzes mental health, are you? I mean, there is absolutely some subtle irony there. Anyway, so she plays this psychiatrist who sets out to treat a desperate child at a time when psychiatry is not yet a respected science. I wonder if a dog will step on a bee. Anyway, set in 1899, the film follows a 38-year-old American psychiatrist as she arrives on a rich farm in Colombia after being called to solve the case of a disturbed child following increasingly insistent accusations that the child is the devil. While the woman tries to psychoanalyze the child, the nefarious events intensify and her cure becomes a race to save the little boy from the fury of his fellow citizens and perhaps even more from himself. Look, as a premise, it's not a bad premise. That's not a bad premise to a film. I think that's quite interesting. It's almost like the flip side of what we had with the Pope's Exorcist, whereas obviously he was actually dealing with satanic elements. She's obviously just a psychiatrist and not dealing with satanic elements. It's the sort of flip side, of sort of realist element of that. But she's box office poison. Who in their right mind is going to touch this? Like, honestly, are you for real? Why? Terrible stuff. Really bad. And this just, to me, reeks of her trying to get one up on Johnny Depp, simply because he was obviously, was sort of headlining a film festival, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's dumb. Previous works from Allen include the IFC films Western No Man's Land, starring Frank Grillo, George Lopez, and Andy McDowell. Allen also previously directed Netflix originals Walk, Ride, Rodeo, and he was executive producer on I'm No Longer Here. It'll be the first film promoted by Heard after a legal battle with former husband Johnny Depp. Now Heard's priority is to put the attention on her film career. Oh, really? Is it? Whereas what was it before? Put her attention on just nonsense. Oh, God. Anyway. The film festival's newly appointed executive and co-artistic director Barrett Wisman announced the lineup for the 69th Taormina Film Festival earlier this month, with additional screening events to be added, and the event, which has a rich history as one of Italy's premier festivals, is now on the comeback trail after some quieter years. Now, I think that's interesting for a few reasons. I mean, past premieres quite high: La Dolce Vita, The Godfather, Braveheart, Mission Impossible, Inglourious Bastards, and more. So they've done. It was actually a pretty big film festival, but it's not anymore at all. Although now it's going to have the Italian premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Decrepity. So that's interesting, and then a whole bunch of other things. But I do think this is interesting because, like I say, this is absolutely her trying to get one up on Johnny Depp. But all of the vitriol that was spat out at Johnny Depp, and just questions posed to to the likes of Brie Larson, who was a judge at the Cannes Film Festival. This won't be the same standards won't be put to Amber Heard. Mark my words. Which I think is a shame. And this will, well, I think it's a shame, but also not a shame, because at the end of the day, this will absolutely highlight the bias in the media when this premieres and the questions start coming out, because there'll be no questions like, oh, well, do you feel bad that you were, found to be, guilty and a liar, basically, blah, blah, blah. None of this stuff. It won't happen. But no, she's in pretty good company. You got the likes of Bella Thorne going to be there as well, apparently curating a gala evening of short films. I mean, fantastic, I guess. Great. What an absolutely epic individual. Although John Landis is pretty cool. Good to see him. Willem Dafoe as well will be there, so that'll be interesting. Career retrospectives and things. But, this isn't going to be a great film festival by any stretch of the imagination. It died for a reason. And you're coming back with Amber Heard. I mean, Christ. Jesus, like box office poison, box office cancer, like I said. Not a good look. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, this will be funny just to see how it comes around. I do wonder when this was actually shot, because we heard that she was quitting Hollywood. So I wonder when this was shot. Obviously, the money's dried up. We know that. And, because the money's dried up, she's like, shit, I need to go back to acting. It's a quick buck. I'm surprised she hasn't opened an OnlyFans by now, in fairness. Genuinely, that's a sincere comment. I actually am surprised she hasn't. Because she's going back to acting because it's a quick buck. Not because it's easy, it's because it's a quick buck. So, I'm surprised. Because she said she was going to quit. But anyway, what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Cheers, ladies and gents. Hope you're having a great day. Take care.